Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Let's crack OPSC. Hope all of your preparation going well and you are following the other videos of this particular channel, which will empower you to crack the exam in a very decent manner. And especially today we are going to talk about polity. Why I say polity? Polity is very important part of a bureaucratic setup. Especially being a bureaucrat, you cannot become bureaucrat and stay in service leaving polity. And especially when I say polity, it is though my favorite subject, especially when you see that things are everything that bureaucrats do. It is all about polity. Starting from bill passing to bill the scheme implementation, all these things are related to polity. So you cannot hate polity. You have to love polity in order to become a bureaucrat. And polity is very interesting. I would say if you really like it, then you will find these are very interesting things. So without wasting much of our time, let's do the discussion about polity, and especially in today's discussion we will be covering the schedule part. Schedules are very important and it is being frequently asked in prelim examinations in the match the following and even in the direct questions. So you cannot leave this particular section, that is schedules. Schedules we will be having, there are 12 schedules. Originally there were how many schedules? Let me know in the comment box. Let me see how many of you are very sincere students and sincerely preparing. So in the schedule part, the first schedule is the states and the United Territories. First is the schedule number 1. Schedule number 1 deals with what? Number 1 is states and second one is United Territories. Let me know in the comment box, after the formation of what is Jammu and Kashmir, United Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Leh and Ladakh, how many states and how many United Territories are there in India? Let me know in the comment box. Again, coming to the second one. Second schedule is part A, provisions to the President and Governor of the states. Part 2, the schedule 2 is part A, that is provisions to the President as well as governors of the state. You have to remember this. Then part B, it is repealed. It is being repealed. Then part C, that is provisions of speakers and deputy speakers of House of People and chairman and deputy chairman of Council of State, and same with the states. Provisions with the speakers and deputy speaker of House of People, that is Lok Sabha, and second chairman and deputy chairman of the Council of State, that is Rajya Sabha, and same goes with the state assembly as well as state legislative council. These are the same things. All the provisions related to these things are related in the schedule 2 part C of Indian Constitution. Then part D, provisions of the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. Provisions of the Supreme High Court, judges of the High Court as well as Supreme Court. These are related to the provisions and it is falls on the schedule 2 part D of Indian Constitution. Then part E of schedule 2, that is Controller and Auditor General of India, CAG, article 148. Article 148 to 150, 150 is all about this thing. Controller and Auditor General of India. You have to remember this. Then third schedule is forms of oath and affirmation. Forms of oath and affirmation. It is related to all the oaths and affirmations by the President of India, by the Prime Minister, by Vice President, by all the judges of Supreme Court, all the judges of the High Court, and you can see the MPs and MLAs. All these oaths and affirmations, all this come under this particular schedule, that is schedule 3 of Indian Constitution. Then fourth is allocation of seats in the Council of States. Very, very important. All the seats which are being allocated to all the states for the respective representation in the parliament, it is based on the fourth schedule of Indian Constitution. Remember this, fourth schedule. Fourth schedule allocate the seats to the respective states in the Council of State based on this particular schedule, that is fourth schedule. Then fifth schedule, provisions as to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Provisions as to administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. This is very, very important. Scheduled areas provisions, because most of the students they get confused with schedule 5 and schedule 6. They get confused about this. Let me be very clear. You can easily remember it by saying provision as to administration and control of scheduled area and scheduled tribe. It is different. Scheduled area and scheduled tribe. Whenever you will find this particular mention, you always directly relate it to schedule 5. Always directly relate to scheduled area and scheduled tribe. It is only written scheduled area and scheduled tribe, that is related to schedule number 5. And coming to the sixth schedule, this one is provisions as to the administration of tribal areas. Remember 5 we have scheduled area and scheduled tribe, but here it is administration of tribal area, scheduled area and tribal area. It is two different aspects. Tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. These are 4 states, and that is what is my trick. My trick is AMTM. I remember it as AMTM. It is not necessary that you remember by my trick. You can make your own trick, but I remember it as at AMTM. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So that is schedule 6 for you. Then moving to the next one, it is 7th schedule. 7th schedule, that is list number 1. List number 1 is union list having 98 subjects. Then list number 2, it is state list, it is currently having 59 subjects. And the third one is concurrent list, that is 52 subjects. What are the schedule 7? Schedule 7 is about what are the subjects in which the Union Parliament can legislate. Those subjects that fall in the Union list, and it is having 98 particular subjects in which the Union, the Parliament, especially the Parliament can legislate. And second one is state list. State list at currently it is having 59 subjects, and 59 subjects in which the states are given the powers to legislate. Means all the state legislative assemblies, they are having the power to legislate on this particular subjects. And the last one is the concurrent list. What is concurrent list? Concurrent list is the list in which both state legislative assemblies as well as the parliament, all these two, they can legislate. Means concurrent list is having all the subjects in which the Union Parliament as well as the state legislature, both of them can legislate on these matters. Then coming to the 8th schedule, 8th schedule is having languages. 8th schedule is having languages, and at present there are 22 official, you can say, the languages, official languages in which all the government related work, and recognized language, I would say. The 22 recognized languages of the Government of India, and especially the 9th schedule, validation of certain acts and regulation, Article 31B. The validation of certain acts and regulation and Article 31B. And what happened, in order to keep all especially the things from out of the purview of the judicial review, the Government of India has put many of the items in the 9th schedule in order to keep it away from judicial review. But in one of the judgments by the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has categorically stated that if you are putting all the items in 9th schedule, that doesn't mean that you can shield it from review of the Supreme Court. It is the power of the judicial review. Judicial review is what? Judicial review is a very, very important aspect. Judicial review, because by the Kesavananda Bharati judgment 1973, judicial review is a basic structure of Indian Constitution. So the Supreme Court has categorically mentioned, if you are putting items in the 9th schedule, it doesn't mean that it is out of judicial review. Then 10th schedule. 10th schedule is provisions add to disqualification on the ground of defection. Disqualification on the ground of defection. What happened? There were mass anti-defection by many of the government. During 1970s and 80s, there were mass defection in order to get the post, get the ministership. And in terms of cash, horse trading, crossing the floor, these are the things were the common features of Indian politics during the 1970s and 80s. In order to curb this particular thing, the Rajiv Gandhi government, then they bought this 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, which stopped this Anti-Defection Law. What is this? The Anti-Defection Law is, say for example, I got a ticket from the BJP. And when I got elected, and when I see that Congress is offering me a ministership, and I am supporting it. And that was happening during 1970s and 80s. There was massive horse trading. In order to stop this horse trading, the government brought the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. And in this particular act, what was mentioned? If it is only allowed for 1/3, if 1/3 of the particular party break away to join a particular political organization, then only they will be valid and they will not be disqualified by the speaker. But later on, the Vajpayee government, they changed it and they made it 2/3, means even making the anti-defection more tougher. That is very good, because what will happen? It will bring a little bit of stability in form of polity. Means there will not be massive horse trading. You cannot break away from the parent political party in which you got elected. So that is very, very important. And you have to remember that 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act added 10th schedule in Indian Constitution, and it was initially 1/3 breakaway from the parent political party. Currently the provision is 2/3 breakaway, allowing 2/3 breakaway to other political party in order to form the government. Then moving to the 11th schedule. 11th schedule is matters on the respect of with schemes of economic development and social justice are to be implemented by Panchayats, Article 243G. You remember 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, in which the Panchayati Raj was introduced by the Narasimha Rao government. The Narasimha Rao government, they have given this kind of a structure, that is adding the 11th schedule in Indian Constitution, and by bringing the Mahatma Gandhi's vision of Gram Panchayat. You remember Mahatma Gandhi was very much vocal about its support to various village panchayat, empowering the institutions of self-governance, and being the state bureaucracy. You have to empower these institutions, that is Panchayat Raj. In Panchayat Raj, people are being elected by the local, and they govern in the interest of their local people, making roads, the other developmental projects, education, sanitation. These are the subjects. There are 29 subjects in this particular thing. 29 subjects in which the panchayats are making, they can legislate as well as they can having this particular thing. Then coming to the 12th schedule, as I mentioned, 73rd the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, which is related to the Panchayati Raj. Same way, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act during Narasimha Rao government, it again came in the form of municipal corporation and added this 12th schedule to Indian Constitution, Article 243. Matters in interest in which municipalities have been endowed powers and authority to enable them to function as institution of self-government. This is very important. Methods of this particular thing are very important in Indian Constitution. So this particular discussion, I hope you remember all this. Let us do a quick recap. First schedule, the states and United Territories. Second schedule, provisions to the President and Governor of the state. Third, the part B is repeat. Part C, provisions on Speaker and Deputy Speaker of House of People and Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Council of State with the same. Then part D, that is provision of judges of Supreme Court and High Courts. Part E, Controller and Auditor General. Then Article 148, remember. Third schedule, forms of oath and affirmation. Oath and affirmation by all, that is President, Governor, the Prime Minister, Vice President, all judges of the Supreme Court as well as High Court. Then fourth schedule, allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha. Remember it, allocation of seat, remember to related to fourth schedule. Fifth schedule, provisions as to administration of control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Scheduled areas and scheduled tribes are very important. You have to remember that fifth schedule is administration of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes, whereas sixth schedule is administration of tribal areas, that is AMTM. Assam, then Tripura, then Meghalaya, and the last one is Mizoram. These are the things. Then seventh schedule we have discussed about union list is having currently it is having 98 subjects, then state list is having 59 subjects, and the concurrent list is having 52 subjects. Then 8th schedule we discuss about 22, you can say the languages, the recognized and officially recognized by the Government of India. Then means constitutional is recognized. If there is a question being asked, constitutionally recognized, it is having 22 languages. The 9th schedule, validation of certain acts and regulations. As I mentioned that it is not means though Parliament is putting so many the things in 9th schedule, the recent judgment of the Supreme Court has categorically mentioned that putting all the items in 9th schedule will not keep it away from judicial review, because judicial review is a part and especially it is a basic structure of constitution after Kesavananda Bharati judgment 1973. Then 10th schedule, as I mentioned, Anti-Defection Law, the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, in which the Anti-Defection Law was brought by Rajiv Gandhi government, and specially it allowed 1/3 breakaway, and later on it is being raised to 2/3 breakaway by Vajpayee government. The 11th schedule, as we mentioned that Narasimha Rao government, 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, 29 subjects being included for Panchayati Raj, and specially it brought the vision of Gandhiji, especially the village panchayat, the institution of self-governance, into reality. Then 12th schedule is matters of respect. It is mentioned in 243W. 243W article. It is 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, and it is all the things which are related to governance of municipal corporations, having around 17 subjects. I hope all this particular discussion is clear to you. These are very important discussions. You have to be very thorough about this particular discussion, because every day when you will revise, you can watch this video again and again, so that everything is printed in your brain. Because there is one question is compulsory from this particular section. One particular question will definitely come, I can guarantee you, related to this particular discussion. So I hope all of you are thorough with our other videos of this channel, and do follow other videos of this channel, so that it will help you in cracking the OPSC examination. Thank you very much.